ロックオン。
Once again, Crash makes the stream in a photo finish as he rushes to put every last piece together to make sure things make sense. And what happens when he's in a rush to make streams? Something just suddenly messes itself up. Like, say, he forgets to disconnect his Bluetooth from his phone, even though he swear he did that, like, 15 to 20 minutes ago. Oh well, we're all here now, and we're alive. For better or for worse, we are here alive. Hey everybody, hope you, how you doing? Doing good? Me hope so, because I could use, good energy and things to talk about tonight. As, I was running dry on the conversational well last night, I didn't, as you can imagine, I didn't do all that much in the in-between, though I do have exactly one extra thing to probably, say. Which I will complain about in due time once we get rolling here. Hey Scorebar, you need to start remembering to log into the right account. It can be pretty difficult sometimes. There is many a time where I would like to check on a certain thing, but I'm like, oh wait a minute, I'm in my personal account. I don't need to be here on the streaming account. Those are two streams I don't need to cross quite yet. It would be so much easier to test chat using my personal account, because I already have that account monitoring things on my phone, and also counting as a view. Yeah, it's hard to juggle all this stuff together. But anyhow, here we are. Time for more Freedom Planet. I'm stoked to get back into more Carol gameplay, honestly. I was liking Carol's gameplay a little bit more than Lilac's last time, so... Just because, I don't know, having the fighting normal, or busted normal is more fun than the speedster IMO at the very least, so let's get going with it. Okay, so we can skip past the really sad cutscene and get back into this one.
The red scarves are down here. They've still got all my ninja stuff. You were a ninja? Not really. I mean, it's a long... Come on, let's show Miss Hero Pants how it's done.
So we finally get our first exclusive stage for one of the characters. I believe Mila's playthrough has just a ton of exclusive stages in comparison to Lilac and Carol here. So it kind of is surprising that it takes this long to get into an exclusive stage for Carol, honestly. But I guess they were kind of, you know, the two were kind of in unison for most of the game. So, makes sense it took this long for them to actually have the split. Oh wow, and you actually can... This is actually a stage where the fact that Carol can wall jump will actually kind of come in, you know, well, maybe not necessarily handy, but more kind of like handy in the way that the Mega Man X and Zero series would actually consider it handy, more for slow wall slides rather than anything else. So, yeah, as I said, I don't really have too much more to talk about compared to last night. I did not mean to do that. But one thing I can talk about is some annoying bullshit that happened about a year ago happened again. Every once in a while, there is... So I live near a restaurant, and every once in a while, this restaurant seems to have to call in somebody to have their ducts cleaned out because of all the oil and the grease and all the other kitchen-y stuff that happens there. And, oh, it just so happens that the people they contract out sometimes, for some reason, think that it's appropriate to, in the middle of the city, come and do power washing at, like, starting at midnight and going up until 2 a.m. during a weekday. Because that's super cool and fair to all of us who have to actually, you know, work in the morning on the regular 9-to-5 grind. In the past, I've, like, dealt with this by, like, calling in a noise complaint about it, but this time, well, when I called in the noise complaint, the responders to the scene didn't really do a whole hell of a lot about it, so kinda just was a huge waste of my time, and had to result in me kind of calling in sick for half of the day today. Had to actually use some of my sick hours. Which, I have a bunch of them, so that's not a big deal. But what is a big deal is just the fact that I am currently under a lot of crunch time at work right now, and so having to even take off a couple hours is kind of not helping my ability to get the necessary things done before I go on vacation soon. Also, who the hell wants to be kept awake an extra 2 or 3 hours from when they want to go to bed? So, you know... It's a rude awakening to suddenly have a, you know, something as loud as a chainsaw going off in the background, right across from your window, in the middle of the night. So that's how I'm feeling currently. I'm rather irritated as a result, irritable as a result of that today. But, you know, hoping to make the best out of things. Not going to be successful in making the best out of things with this gameplay. There we go. Reason why I prefer living in a quiet suburb, relatively speaking. Yeah, I normally... on this exact point, I would agree. But, normally this does not, in fact, happen. This hasn't happened since last year when I complained about it in, with a noise complaint. All of a sudden, they just felt like coming back this year. I feel like the noise complaint maybe did something last time, but not this time. So that's maybe the result in the resulting in the discrepancy here. Otherwise, I'm much preferred for city living. Usually, this is not an issue, but every once in a while, the company of others surprises you. Yeah, the water do go brr. The water go and very loud. What does this guy do? Okay. Cool. He uses, like, That's like some Mega Man Battle Network chip, isn't it? To like a spark body or something like that. That feels like a thing. But this time I actually decided to talk to my landlords about it, so they might actually do something because at the very least my landlords seem to be decent, all things considered. And they actually do stuff, which is quite a shocker in the modern era, honestly. And it also helps that since they also seem to manage the property of the nearby restaurant, so you can actually get something done as a result. But at the same time, can't be too hopeful, right? May get disappointed. Yeah, I don't know. Like I was saying, currently I'm also just stressed out from work being kind of very, I won't say hectic necessarily, just a lot of things kind of piling up as all of a sudden, oh, Crash, you need to get this done. And it's like, oh, I just wanted to put in my vacation, though. Like, I want to have my vacation at the end of this month. Why does it just keep compounding on the months when I want to take time off? Now, all of a sudden, everybody has to be busy? Okay, why? Carol is all of a sudden not wall jumping. There we go. Thanks, Carol. But, you know, all in service of an actual time off, right? Ooh, barrel rolling. That's fun. Anything up here? Or is it just, not bonus? Let's see if the barrel can roll in the other direction. Maybe there's fun stuff down here instead of going up. Okay, no, I'm getting the impression that actually the bonus stuff was up there rather than down here. X2 Fortress design with the vertical platforms, kinda. Yeah, it actually was kind of reminiscent of that. Or, no, wait, yeah, no, that's the right one. Yeah, it is X2. Okay, for some reason, I get that set. For some reason, I feel like that section is an X3 for some reason, even though it isn't. I think I get it confused with the fucking snail section somehow, where you have to wait very painfully to climb up vertically. Oh, sweet, motorbike. This is starting to no longer feel very bonusy. Oh well. Oh god. More X2 platforming section. What's down here? Oh, okay. More, actually more along the lines of like, isn't there one classic Sonic level? Is Spring Yard Zone? Oh shit, it's Sniper Joe. Okay, bike is not really as suited for combat, so never mind. I'm sure we'll have to fight that guy eventually. This isn't the last we've seen of him, I'm guessing. Ooh, shit, and I can motorbike on the barrels. Oh, that's fun. That's actually... that is good attention to detail in the spriting, that this is actually how relative motion would work. You would, in fact, have to back up in order to, make the barrel go forward. That was my secret finishing move, actually. That was, I got inside of his molecules and I really disturbed him. And that is now why he is dead. Amen. Oh, almost got me there. That's a good use of these two traps together. Very good shit. We should get you to see your finishing move, but stream had an aneurysm for you. Damn. Well, just know that it was really cool, super badass, and completely intentional. He's gonna move down when I... Okay, no. I was very much in the mindset of, those are gonna move down the moment I go for the shield, aren't they? Expecting the most evil decision possible out of the game. Hey, jump platforms? Let's go. Alright, not actually all that interesting. Oh, okay, yeah, I wasn't quite ready for this, but sure. Okay, just wait for it to kind of do its thing. And then counterattack. He says that, still too impatient. Kind of unusual boss design to have one where you can just stand still in the center and face no consequences. Though I guess the challenge is if you have the bike out, you're bound to do stupid shit like that and move forward. Oh, and this is where we learn that Carol, like, riding a bike is basically a martial art for Carol, I guess. All these other guys are doing it, so she probably learned it through doing all this shit. In the red scarves. That's nice attention to world building. Now, if I was not mistaken, it looked like there was stuff up there. I would like to go and see that stuff. Oh, no, it's just an open roof design. It's just a concept for the base. What is that over there? Do not want to approach it. Oh, okay. It's just them, just these guys doing things. Only platform Mega Mans I've yet to play are Maverick Hunter X, ZXA, Game Gear, Extremes, DOS Games, Mega Man, and Base 2, unless you're forgetting something. I think that sounds about right. I don't think there's any of the other ones that I'm missing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all. Because, yeah, I mean, now that I've done the Genesis games as well, like, that takes or the Genesis game, that takes a good chunk off the random obscure shit category. I feel like I'm gonna die if I go this way without the bike, so... Oh, wait a minute, there's a bike over here. Now that sort of counts as official, too. Well, then, if we really want to get that far into the weeds, then, you know, Capcom does have a whole bunch of other random, like, little official mobile crossover releases for Mega Man 2 that I would also have to end up playing. Which, yeah, sure, I'd count those. There's a whole bunch of random little shit there. But, yeah, as far as mainline games go, I'm pretty sure that's everything. Destruction. I can't take the barrel with me? Alright, fine. Forgive me for wanting to have ride armor in my fight against the boss. Can't wait for the Mega Man 2 on Tiger handheld stream. I know, right? I'll have to play the mobile ports of all the Mega Man games, too. All the really shitty ones that end up on, like, Google Play. I don't think I'm actually gonna go that crazy. There we go. Almost got me there. Let's see. I was also thinking about for, you know, I wasn't necessarily devoted to having a Halloween stream idea to do, but, you know, since I'm refusing to do FNAF, but I do have at least a little bit of interest in something else I remember from last year that I said I wanted to do, but just didn't find the time to do so. I kind of actually wouldn't mind doing some Team Fortress 2 Scream Fortress, because there's pretty fun stuff that I missed out on last year, and I'm going to imagine they'll probably still do something fun this year, so I might actually try to do that in October for Thursday streams. You know, provided I have the energy, the wherewithal, and the everything else. And provided everybody would be interested in that. I haven't really done... You know, the only other shooter I've done on this channel is Doom, after all. So I'm not sure how much everyone's interested in Team Fortress gameplay. Oh, defeating 99 ninjas. I remember this is kind of a pain in the ass. Especially given that they kind of have some Turbo Man, not Turbo Man, they can leave Metal Blade mines everywhere. Oh wait, this is actually not that bad at all. You can just outrun them every time. Alright, give them a run around for a little bit, do a little kiting. Oh, they'll also just run into you, eventually. Sick. Sick mini-boss design. This is kind of fun, though, as just a quick little horde bonus boss kind of thing. I'm not serious about, you know, making fun of it. And 3 left. Oh no, they actually broke my bike, damn. Oh, there's Spade. Alright. Now I don't have a platform to go and hide on, like in the airship. Actually have to use these platforms instead to navigate. Alright, thanks, Carol. Hold on. He's gonna do the card firing thing, then he's gonna do this. That's, I didn't want to jump across the platforms that time. Okay, so just wait for him to get done with that, do a quick swipe, and then try to hide back up there. Stop walking, damn it. Massive group, whoa, massive group of suicidal psych bite racers upon ye. What a curse to be cast upon ourselves. Oh, I have to do this again? Okay, fine. Maybe I can actually try to save my bike this time. Although I already did just get hurt, so that's not a good... Outlook not great. And I hate talking about the email program, for once. Never played Excite Bike, actually. I mean, there's a lot of the NES library I've never actually gotten to. I think my first exposure to Excite Bike was probably like many in my generation, I think in Smash Brothers Brawl, actually, just as the little assist trophies. Probably be fun to do like a NES library kind of stream series one day. Just get through a whole bunch of random NES stuff, probably on like a roulette or something. Maybe I'll figure that out at some point. Okay, every other fight, it has felt like these little jump platforms are not sensitive enough. Here, they actually feel like they're way too sensitive and way too easy to jump off of. Okay, there we go. Harold, stop! No, I'm gonna these are too. Okay. I mean, I guess the intention here is that if you do take the easy route of like just going up and along the walls to defeat these guys rather than try and stay in the middle, then you're going to run out of the little like the bike gas juice. You get rid of your spare bikes is the words that I tried to get out of my mouth, but I mean, I don't know. Getting Spade with without the bike really does not seem like it's actually that hard. I just keep accidentally getting onto the jump platform. 297 ninjas, true. Let's go for 1,000. Actually, I'd rather not. Oh, okay, that works. Drive into him. Commit, Carol, use your secret attack, vehicular manslaughter. Okay, I guess that's not gonna work this time around. Okay, sorry for the silence, but I really don't want to do this again. No, stop. Don't get on the corner, Carol. Come on. There we go. Holy shit, that should not have taken that long.
Feel my power!
You're here to ask for help, aren't you? Couldn't handle that little quest of yours on your own?
Okay, Spade, don't get too full of yourself. It's not like asking for help's a bad thing.
Cram it, Spade!
Weak-ass war cry, yeah. He ain't exactly, the berserker type. He's more of this silent little rogue.
Stop it! You're right. We need your help. Our friends are in trouble.
I'm supposed to care why?
The guy who kidnapped them is the one who killed your father.
Any idea how little that narrows it down?
We're the only lead you've got.
Alright, cool. I'll just replenish those lives that I lost stupidly. Yes, thank you. Oh, and this is where Lilac gets arrested, right? Oh no, yeah, Lilac is currently in captivity and we're coming to break her out now. That's right. Yeah, no, I tried to make a I tried to make that how little narrows it down joke, and after I said it, I'm like, wait a minute, that actually doesn't make any sense. Actually, it narrows it down a lot. It's just that it's not super helpful. But then she's like, yeah, we're the only lead you got, so what else are you gonna do about it? Oh, these guys again. I think Carol's a little bit better at handling these alien guys, but not that much better. They're still a giant pain in the ass to deal with. Okay, sure. She can't wall jump off of these platforms, I guess, because they're objects more than walls. What was up here, by the way? Oh. Getting hurt. That's what was up here. Yeah, sorry. I don't know. Sorry, I really have nothing to talk about today. Having a weekend out with my father really made it so I actually don't have, like, much to say whatsoever. I didn't, it's an eventful weekend, but I can't speak about everything, given that, well, one, I did speak about most of the notable things last time, and two, if I get too detailed, then, you know, dox myself. But, outside of that, so I was just like, wow, I didn't have time to just do my own thing either, so I'm a little bit void for conversation topics. And we're even replaying, it's hard to even comment on the levels because I've already commented on them in Lilac's story. Oh, that's just going backwards now, cool. I did actually plan on doing the Mega Man mobile games. There's 10 just for the classic series. Nice. Yeah, I mean, if they're functioning the exact same way, I probably wouldn't do that. Right, Return of the X doors. The Xbox doors. Okay, Carol struggles a lot more with those guys. She doesn't have the, double jump, and, she neither has the double jump nor the, mid-air speed dash to actually correct for, aggressive, play. You actually have to kind of anticipate where they are and avoid them. Crazy, who would have thought? Here's a fun fact, before the Legacy Collections, X2 and X6 were the only X games that were never directly ported to the PC. Huh. I mean, I still find it funny at all that there are a lot of Mega Man games that were directly ported to the PC, when it's just like, it just feels like not how Capcom rolled then, to do that kind of thing. It's just like, that's even weirder to say, like, oh, well, some of the X games, not even like later or earlier installations, were exclusive. Just a random few that didn't make their way over to the porting department. Or maybe with X6 it's justifiable in saying, yeah, they were thinking about it later, but then they saw how the game did, and they were kind of like, maybe it's best if fewer people know about this. X1 straight up has a DOS port. Sick, it's the best Mega Man DOS game there is. And that I can say with complete confidence, never having played the DOS games. I think we talked about this maybe on one stream before, but I think one of my favorite, like, sudden computer ports that actually were pretty good. Oh, and I guess this is actually kind of in the licensed games that were kind of good territory, was, there was a point-and-click adventure of Battle for Bikini... No, was it Battle for Bikini Bottom? It was some SpongeBob point-and-click adventure game. I actually really enjoyed that as a kid, even though I was, like, terrible at actually figuring out the solutions. But having, like, early 3D SpongeBob was just, like, very fun to play with and have as an option. So, like, I was super into it. Is there a bonus path or another path I skipped over here? Yeah, there was. No, there wasn't. Okay, that's the return path. Gotcha. Oh, you know what? Actually, I spent even more time as a kid with. More than just that, that SpongeBob point-and-click game. There was also a, like, little SpongeBob desktop interactive thing that was just, like, you know, early 3D version SpongeBob Patrick wandering around on your desktop. You could click and interact with them. And, like, I don't know, make them say voice lines and shit, or play little bubble-popping, quote-unquote, mini-games with them. That was actually fun as hell. I remember that as a small child thinking, like, this is what the internet is all about. I kind of wish that desktop interactive stuff like that hadn't, you know, gone the way of, you know, just fading out of popularity, but nothing lasts forever, so I understand why, you know, people still aren't making things like that anymore. Y'all have any really weird small childhood things like that where it's like they take up an inordinate amount of, like, enjoyment and space in your mind when you know that if you saw them today you'd be kind of like, it's, you know, it's whatever. I mean, it's kind of cool, I guess, but I wouldn't become, like, super interested in it. Alright, this time I can actually get all the crystals before looping back around and feeling like an idiot. There we go. That's most of the way to a 1-up right there. More Mega Man X deep dive research. There's a Taiwanese Mega Man X quiz game that puts X up against the X3 Mavericks, and apparently it has a cover of the Beatles back in the USSR. Okay, I'm sold now. I need to play shitty Taiwanese Mega Man X quiz game. Or at the very least, I'm looking this up later. So I can listen to the music. 'Cause I'm not the biggest Beatles fan in the world, but that is one of their better tracks that sticks in my memory. And just the sheer fact of, like, yeah, there might be a weird, like, MIDI cover of this one of this song I know is okay. I'm willing to give that a shot. A little reminiscent of how recently as well, my dad, he's a, you know, as I mentioned last stream, he's kind of a record dad. He loves his LPs and records and stuff like that. He doing a lot of, you know, random vinyl shopping, collecting, all that kind of stuff. He happened to stumble upon a very limited release, only 300 copies ever made from some indie artist, making a 8-bit rendition of many famous Journey songs, calling the album "When the Bites Go Down in the City." Dad just randomly managed to find that in, like, a thrift store, or not a thrift store, but, you know, a record resale store, and him not really being into, you know, anything that doesn't really have a rock guitar in it, still bought it just as a kind of like, you know what, this is like it's being resold for $9.99. I'll give it a purchase. And after kind of enlightening him on the whole world of 8-bit covers, he actually kind of really likes it. And he's kind of like, you know, actually hearing this kind of thing out of, like, decent speakers and not just, like, you know, shitty computer speakers or, you know, monitor speakers like you would hear in back in the 80s when he was like playing Atari as a kid. He's like, this is actually kind of good. I like this. It's kind of amazing though that he just ends up finding some stupid little, well, not stupid, but just some random little fan project. That is extremely rare. Just being sold for, handful of dollars in the record store. I guess it's the whole demand part of the supply-demand curve, kicking in there, bringing the price down, but still, it's kind of impressive. It's a good find, I would say. I'll be taking that, thank you. Apparently 4 Taiwanese Mega Man quiz games, including a Legends-themed one. Huh. Alright, well. At least they kind of knew it was an ongoing license. They made the most of it. I'm curious to see if the Flame Shield gives me resistance to the lava falls, but I'm not so curious as to test it right now. Oh, but hey, I get to redeem myself versus Syntax Spider Form, or whatever the hell you want to call this thing. I'm not going to be jumping in the spikes constantly anymore. Oh, okay, so the Fire Shield's actually super helpful here. It is... I am immune to damage from the lava, but it's just pushing me around now. Lightly, so I can... I really don't have to time my jumps here at all, which is good, because I would absolutely be failing just about every single jump here. Yeah, wow, Carol not having a double jump really makes this fight... would make this fight a lot tougher if I did not have the lava shield. More of a fiddler crab with the big-ass claw, I see. I'm less familiar with all of my crabs. It might also be kind of a pistol shrimp a little bit. I mean, it does have the one big claw used for firing out some kind of liquid at you. The crab that Kingler's based upon. Oh, okay. Oh, thank God. Very convenient motorbike. Alright, I'm willing to see. Does this protect me now? Okay, no, it's bouncing me off. It is protecting me from damage, at least. Good to know. It's probably still a solid object, though. Oh my! Oh, this was something stupid and funny too. I forgot to show off or show when I started the stream, but on the little extras gallery menu that that we were waiting on at the very beginning, one of the sound effects for like or actually no, the little the imposing music that follows Lord Brevin around when he's, you know, acting around, being around, acting tough, that kind of thing. The music track is actually called It's Brevin Time, predicting the Morbius meme by several years. It's perfect. I would love to see someone... I would love to see anybody's fan art, of Freedom Planet's fan art, Freedom Planet fans' fan art of Lord Brevin doing a It's Morbin Time kind of thing as a result now. That is what I had immediately pictured in my head. What was down here again? Just an easy route back? Yes. Okay. Hold on. Is this a area I can get up to? Maybe. Nah, I can't really wall jump off of that. Alright, maybe I just missed the way up. Yeah, there we go. Oh no, I was already up here. I just autopiloted my way up here instead of thinking about it. Okay. Oh, so wait a minute. I'm just thinking about the canon of the game too right now. For how good this game has been about canon continuity. Hell no, okay, Carol has to fight the bosses and everything like that too. I was just thinking along the lines of like how, you know, currently Carol has just fought the outer defenses that Lilac, you know, killed a little while ago, taking out Syntax, for example, back there. But I was gonna say, I guess it kind of still doesn't make sense, just given that like all the other stages, yes, you had to fight the same bosses, and obviously within just game design philosophy, yes, it makes sense that it's designed that way. But for being strict about lore here, this one is definitively happening at a separate time than the other one, the part that Lilac's going through. I guess for the first couple levels, we were technically following behind Lilac instead of around the same time, but whatever. Not a real nitpick anyway, it's just looking for something to talk about. Oh, these bullets still got me in the middle of the cutscene there. Oh, alright. That one's really hard to get through with Spike on. Getting up the Spike, way easier. Getting down the fire, way harder. Oh, wait a minute, that's right. I can get bonus shit if I don't mess with the water too much here. Dang. So I think here I have to lower the water? Right? Because, yeah, the actual path is down there. Okay, but it's next time I don't want to lower the water. Although, is there anything I can get for backtracking here? Oh, yeah, there is. Look at that. Riding a motorcycle in a really odd but convenient place is just something. Now, where have I seen that before? Are we thinking Mega Man X, or are we thinking Turbo Man, or... Does make for a good aesthetic, though. I love a character that's paired to it their favorite mode of transportation, or practically even defined by their favorite mode of transportation. That's why you don't get to see it often, but I do kind of have, you know, hard light roller skates on my PNG avatar here. I love the concept of that kind of locomotion. Also why Shadow the Hedgehog works as a badass character, in my opinion. Part of the appeal is just the fact that he has those, you know, super cool ass skates on. I think I would want to go down here, right? I'm looking for bonus. I don't know, it's a point of no return. Maybe we can do some exploring before that. No, then the water stuff stops. Okay, yeah, let's go down there. I don't think it actually changed all that much, but maybe it'll change some stuff in the future. Mag Mammal 2. Oh god. That does sound familiar. I haven't played Mag Mammal 2 in such a long time. Motorcycle an odd but convenient place. What level was that? Red Gravity with Nitro Man, 16th place. Oh god, yeah. I was one of those people that could not get used to the Nitro Man controls and actually really disliked that level. I don't think I disliked it so heavily, but, you know, by the time I got used to the Nitro Man controls, I was like, oh yeah, sick, but then I was kind of like, this is actually kind of a pain in the ass. Maybe not huge into this. Or maybe I liked it and I'm confusing it for like the Mag Mammal 3 levels that had really weird controls. Who knows? My memory from over 10 years ago is unsurprisingly faulty. I'm thinking maybe after the, So I'm taking a break from Powered Up. So I'm doing Powered Up for now. I'll take a break from it eventually to do Maverick Hunter X. Then I'll go back into Powered Up. And I think probably after the second chapter of Powered Up, I'll probably go back to play a Mag Mammal game. Maybe I'll start playing the episode zeros. I think that would be something good to do. Something I haven't played at all before. Oh wait a minute, Carol doesn't have to deal with any of this shit. Nice. Okay, those guys want in. I'll take my exit now. But they call me the obscure reference guy. They don't. You know, positive affirmations. Do call yourself obscure reference guy enough, and we will. That is, unless, you know, you think they're going to be looking for an obscure reference guy, in which case you don't want to be that guy.
Please remain still during the incineration process.
I'm playing chronologically. 1R becomes before episode 0, but I do me. At least 1R is a short game. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I could consider doing episode 1R before that, but I think I don't know. Maybe just interested in chasing random things. I guess if I'm at the... Maybe if I'm feeling more like a short game at the time, yeah, I'll go for 1R first before going into the episode zeros. I guess maybe I should, right? Because there is sort of a plot that goes along with the Mag Mammal games. It's not like the plot is absolutely crucial to the games, but, you know. If there is an order, maybe it would be a good thing to respect. Oh, geez, Syntax, what are you doing up here? You're actually firing from a height that actually can hit me. You can't do that. You're supposed to just wave your head up around here and make yourself a punching bag. I don't know what you're doing around there, but I don't want any of it, so have fun. Alright. You'll have plenty of time to be 7-Force later on, Syntax. Come on now. Get up here and be the Mega Man X tutorial boss. There we go. Goodbye. And I get to cancel the celebration animation by getting on the ladder. Nice. That's what we call tech, people. 3 ups? Yeah, I'll take that. 3 big ups. And a metal shield. Sweet.
Lilac scent is this way. Lilac! I'm sorry I ran off without you. I'll never do it again.
We gotta leave! Now!
And then how do they get out of this one?
To that prime directive of yours.
You think you're some blameless force of nature?
It's my world on the line. You know exactly.
Your world is in danger because of the
Let's see.
suffering.
My
Any
actions have hurt people.
outtakes?
Really? He's lying.
I have a lot of work to do, so let's make.
Feel like answering a Mega Man trivia question? Why not? I've got little else to talk about.
Pressure overload detected. The facility will.
Don't let them escape. Find out who did this.
Oh, I just put the pieces together. It was probably Spade who blew up the castle there at the end.
Lilac.
Given that
Can you send
we
for
weren't
Susie?
around to do it.
Something's coming. Something very, very big is coming.
Okay, that's a line to say in that tone of voice.
Stay behind me.
Oh, that's how... I think that's the only time where Torque actually does a transformation, like, during the game. Every other time, he actually transitions between his duck form and his Martian form off screen, so I just assume it's, like, literally a piece of plastic he takes on and off. I did not know it was just a, quick little light forms around him kind of motion.
Halt! I said halt! Well, look what we have here.
Have you seen Lilac?
Okay, and taking too long to get through that text box makes
Dragon
this
Girl, afraid
no
not.
longer make sense.
Well, what's with the army?
Zhao and his goons are about to attack Shui Gong. I'm not about to let that
Auto-tune
happen.
security system,
Zhao is
true.
going to war?
It was only good
Not
during
really,
the
Jim.
early
All he needs
2000s.
is a little bit of persuasion, if you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah,
We're
Carol, let's go
friends with
beat
him.
up the mayor.
Maybe we can ask him to stop.
Yeah, like that's gonna work. Hey, wait a minute. I think you might be onto something. Hop in.
Oh, I don't get to hear the epic quack. At least the guy isn't on screen when he's doing it. Which top 3 Mega Man characters have had the most playable
Ain't gonna be
appearances
hidden forever,
outside of
man.
their home
Be quick about
series?
it.
Huh. Top 3 Mega Man characters have had the most playable appearances outside of their home series. Is this, including Mega Man? Because otherwise, Mega Man's going to definitely be number one, if it's including him. Just because he is in other places. And are we considering Mega Man X? I guess X would be a separate character then. Zero is definitely the next one because Zero's in like a million fighting games within Capcom. And then besides not a Mega Man titled game. Okay, so just like, yeah, we'll still, because Mega Man's still in shit like Smash and cameos in other places. So I'd say Mega Man, Zero, and what's a third one? Being playable. It's probably some antagonist character in like a bunch of the fighting games that I'm just not familiar with. I want to say Sigma, but I feel like that's probably not correct. But yeah, we'll lock in. Those are my 3 answers: Mega Man, Zero, and Sigma.
For sure. It's what we're all about. Stop!
Oh well,
What
that
are
didn't work out
they
too
doing
well.
here?
Nice hat.
Nice gut.
Let me help.
I remember Roll being playable in one game.
It seems that
Yeah, I
we
think
have
there was a
common
fighting game
enemy,
that she was playable in, right?
Zhao.
One of the X Capcoms.
So let me get this straight. The Magister says that if we join together and fight Mr. Braven, we get half of the Kingdom's stone's energy.
Sounds like a fair offer, does it not?
Are you kidding?
Let's see, I was close. Mega Man has had 6, Zero has had 8. Sigma's only playable appearance outside of Mega Man franchise has been Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
You just want to hog the last of
Roll's been playable in 4 fighting games, actually. All right, Scorebar getting me with the my little gap in
I
trivia.
can't help if my city is bigger.
Hold on a minute, fellas! This is exactly what Brevin wants! For you two to fight while he gets away with all of your energy!
What difference does it make if it's Brevin or this?
We're marching into Shuigang whether you like it or not!
You don't have the guts.
Kind of surprising that with, you know, Wily / Inaf King's love of Gutsman, that Gutsman hasn't appeared and made more playable appearances.
Kneel.
Oh. You're saying that, we should work together. Oh, of course. Oh, please.
Third character's actually Tron Bon. Oh. Oh? What the? Really? Okay, I guess Capcom didn't forget about Mega Man Legends that much after all, huh? I'm guessing she's... Tron Bon is in a lot of the,
It couldn't have been her.
fighting games, huh?
Careful what you
That's the
wish
only
for.
thing I could think of.
Guys! It's really you! You came back!
Where have you been? How did you do that?
I didn't do it. This little
Didn't really
fella
think
did.
about it, but there was actually a pretty long span of time between,
It's okay, guys.
Carol and the rest of
This
them getting
robot
ejected
wasn't
from
made by
Brevin's hideout
It's a long story.
and
but the
Lilac
Master believes us
reuniting with
now.
them. So this actually really does make an interesting case for
We have been blessed with the seal
them
of the
meeting back up
dragon.
together. They would
We
genuinely
must
be
leave
very
this cause
surprised.
and
They hadn't
join
seen Lilac in a
together
while. Probably
for
thought
the
she
greater
blew up in the
good.
whole thing.
Under my leadership,
You can't be serious.
Tron Bon's playable in Marvels 2 and 3, Namco X Capcom, and the Project X Zone games. Oh,
Well, Brevin is
cool.
a Star
So yeah, a
City
lot of the
commander.
fighting
He
games.
doesn't have as much experience fighting on the ground as you do.
then we shall take the battle to the streets.
But we need to cross the snowfield.
We do have one advantage. Brevin wants the. If he sees us coming, we can distract him.
A diversion? Do you really think you can pull it off?
Remember all the times we distracted you?
Point taken.
What about the stone? How do
I could modify one of my hacking.
in my language?
Kill the power.
Not many bloopers
get
at
the
this
stone
point.
back, right?
I guess a lot of them were
You
hidden
got it.
early on. Well, the X-Series version of Zero is probably the more popular version. His Mega Man Zero incarnation was in 2 fighting games years before Mega Man X-Series Zero. Now, when you were saying that Zero is
Will be done.
Zero is the number 2 appearance outside of the main series games, were you counting both versions of Zero in that? Otherwise, it would probably end up being
Let's show this green maniac
it would
how
probably
to
end up
play.
being Zero has a much different distribution of, like, you know,
Have 2 rules.
what the words I'm trying to say here? My IQ is dropping to that of a potato because I'm trying to play a game at the same time. If you didn't tally Mega Man X versions of Zero and with the Mega Man Game Boy Advance versions of Zero, you'd probably end up getting, like, them around, one of them around 3rd place and another around maybe 4th or 5th, I'd have to imagine. That was the sentence I was trying to say. There we go. Zero's the number 1, actually. He's got Mega Man beat up by 2 games. Wonderful. Okay, so this is going to be a much more interesting shmup, given that I now actually have to... Given that now gravity is something that I have to account for. But having a double jump does allow for some pretty good movement, so I'm not too worried. But I do imagine this is probably going to be more difficult than Lilac's version of this regardless. Although I think my hitbox might actually just be limited to... Yeah, my hitbox is definitely limited to just Carol herself. So, okay, I've got actual shmup rules on my side here. Although I can't really do short hops. I don't have that option available to me. I only have one hops. I have one hop size. Okay, good. This is a little bit shorter. Okay. It's gonna be interesting. This fight might actually be quite challenging with gravity as a factor. Okay, not actually that bad. X is the same amount of out of franchise. Playable appearances served bot. Nice. Poor X getting shafted by a very minor mascot character from the Legends games. My favorite blue whiny pacifist deserves a little better than that. Although, yeah, Zero in every single fighting game ends up being top tier, and it's like... There's a video title I didn't actually watch that was kind of dissecting, it's like why Zero just has to be top tier in every game he is. I don't think I need to watch it, because I'm pretty sure the conclusion is, have you seen what Zero canonically has available to him? Unless you just start denying his powers, you're basically, like, just always going to have a character with an extremely versatile toolkit that hits like a truck and has very, very good speed. Zero just is inherently tooled to be amazing. Okay. If they added, you know, if Zero got put into Smash Brothers, that would be another instant top tier. Even if, you know, rules about fighting games change, like a platform fighter, Zero would still be unstoppable. And especially if he had, like, you know, some Smash Ultimate at least, or God forbid Smash Melee frame data, a fucking absolutely unstoppable meta tier threat. Imagine the overhead swings and reversals you could spam. It would be absolute hell for anybody not named Zero. Okay, this stage is a lot different as Carol versus Lilac because you do not have the options to actually stay vertical nearly as well. And so you end up having to take the bottom path quite often. And the bottom path is full of enemies. Also, you can't speed through segments like this either. Sigma is also tied with the other three characters with a single OLF playable appearance. The other characters are out of franchise appearance. The others are Mega Man.exe, Roll Casket, and Bad Box Art. Mega Man, yes, Capcom considers this a separate character. I mean, understandably, it's like it's kind of like their trademark joke character for all these games. seen bad box art Mega Man end up in a couple places. Smash Melee frame data. Yes, because the game you come from dictates how good your frame data is. Last, how bad Melee Bowser is. Well, you know. You're right, but Melee also is the one game that has absolutely... that has more insane frame data for more characters than most. At least from my knowledge. I mean, yes, you have your Bayonettas from Smaforsh and your Meta Knight of Brawl, but mostly of the other time, the frame data from those games is kind of, you know, either balanced or whack and all over the place. Or terrible, I guess, actually, I should say. Melee will have more good frame data across more characters, but also the Melee taketh away as much as it giveth. Ultimate probably has your best spread of frame data, but it also doesn't end up having the best overall. The best overall data or possible data to, you know, emphasize the point about Zero having potential to be completely fucking cracked. That's a fun little speed segment there as Carol. You don't get to do that often outside of the motorbikes. Oh, right. She has to do this. Well, at least Carol actually has the damage to one swipe these guys. You just gotta kind of time your combo. Nothing interesting over this way? Okay. Zero as a character would have been perfect for Smash given how his PS1 gameplay design is. Methinks Sakurai knew he'd be top tier and didn't include him on purpose. Yeah. You would have so many things to do. I mean, obviously your up B, your down B, like your... I don't know the Japanese names, but you know. You have several different upward cuts to choose from. You have several different downward special attacks to choose from. You have, you know, your saber combo for your basic attacks. And you could probably even get away with some of the special attacks for, you know, like neutral B or your smash attacks, things like that. It'd absolutely be too good for Smash. That's why he gets to be goated in all the other fighting games. Kinda want Magma Dragoon in a fighting game. He's literally got all the Street Fighter staple moves. Yeah, I agree. That would be fun. Might as well give, you know, some extra representation. Like, I feel like, okay, I guess my opinion for, like, fighting games, you know, as someone who doesn't really play them, but still has a undeserved opinion anyways, is just, like, if you choose to have representation from a major series, you need to have, you also need to include characters that are, like, kind of B-tier characters or C-tier characters from that series. At least one character that kind of fits that criteria, just to make it a little bit more fun. To be like, okay, you have your recognizable names, and then you also have this motherfucker. Whoever the hell that motherfucker might be. If Zero had Saber Dash cancels in Smash, nightmares. Yeah, like, I think that's... If Zero was in Melee, he'd absolutely somehow have a Saber Dash cancel available to him because of Melee jank. There would be some random tech in the game that would allow him to do that. and you'd end up having like true infinites on against a few characters using the saber dash cancel technique. And then very fittingly, you know, Zero goes to the next Smash game, and ends up losing his ability to saber dash cancel because the you know, he ends up getting the attack that in the actual Mega Man X games, that's where he ends up you know, he gets that attack instead, and that replaces the main attack that allowed him to saber dash cancel in the first place. Games imitate exactly their source material. Oh, that was close. Okay, Carol is a little bit slow. I was not expecting her to actually make that. Glad she did, though. When Ingrid got announced as Street Fighter 6. Canceled Capcom in company game. Hold on. Oh, missed my opportunity. In-company crossover 3D fighter, then ended up in a Capcom Fighting Evolution, bad game. Then only the other appearance of the PSP version of Street Fighter Alpha 3. Nice. Yeah, you gotta have these random characters that make you just go, how the hell did they get in here? Who are they? I've never heard of this person, even if I've heard of their original series before. Because not only is that fun for introducing people to more random characters and making them think that they're important and, you know, gaslighting your fan base, essentially. But also it's important in the sense of, like, you know, it recognizes, it allows for fans of certain series to be like, oh yeah, I know this character, no one else does. They get to, you know, kind of claim a little bit of ownership because it's like, oh, I'm actually a specific fan of this series. I get to profess my extreme fondness for Magma Dragoon. Because I've actually played the X games. It's I'm trying to think of a good example, something like that. Because the Smash games definitely have to have a little bit of that. I'm just trying to remember, like, what instances I've felt that way. Because I actually, you know, didn't actually get to be that way with Earthbound and Mother 3 because, like everybody else in North America, I found them in Smash first, and then I ended up figuring out that they had video games of their own. But it would kind of be a little bit more like if, for some reason, like, you know, say Smash decided to put, like, I don't know, Mr. Carpainter as a fucking character in a Smash game. That would be something that, you know, Earthbound fans would freak the hell out over, and they'd be like, yes, I suddenly love this, you know, random ass character that is a basic boss battle in the beginning of the game. This is the best character all of a sudden, and, you know, people then start to, you know, freak out about it and they love it. But without that there, but, you know, everybody else gets to suddenly think, like, is this guy, like, a main character? Are they as important as the other ones? Oh, that's the kind of minimal trolling that I find very funny. Obscure ass picks for a fighting game. Give me your Wii Fit trainers. GBA only Fatal Fury characters. Fucking Khan from JoJo. Yes, exactly. First time you played Melee, the only characters you knew about beforehand were any of the Mario adjacent characters with Pokemon. Yeah, let's see. I was familiar with the Mario characters, Pokemon, definitely none of the Fire Emblem shit. I knew of you know, Link, Zelda, and Ganon broadly. I didn't know exactly which incarnation of Ganon this was. I still think I don't actually know exactly which incarnation of Ganon is Ganondorf. I could guess who Dr. Mario was, but I didn't know what game he was from, that he had games. Let's see, who else? Who else am I missing? Because we have our Zelda, we have our Mario stuff. You had our Pokemon, you had your Fire Emblem. I didn't know what Game & Watch was. Game & Watch was definitely kind of a mystery. No idea who that was at the time. And, oh yeah, Captain Falcon. No fucking clue. I feel like Captain Falcon does make for an interesting case, because that is absolutely a character who has had their franchise kind of revitalized by the fact that they are such a staple in Smash. Like, I don't think we probably would have gotten new F-Zero games if it weren't for the fact that Falcon was such a Smash hit. Haha. Oh yeah, my mouth is probably desynced. I need to go reset that. There we go. Okay. For years, you thought that Captain Falcon was a Smash original character. Yeah, I'm sure many people kind of had that thought with, like, you know, various characters. They're just like, who the hell is that for Smash? Like, I think the one that I hear most for that was, like, Game & Watch. People would think Game & Watch is just this original Smash character, because it's just like, oh, I don't know, it's something simple. Like, they couldn't... No one possibly could have ever made a game about this little 2D black and white character. Right? In a weird way, he still technically is, if you know Smash 64's beta and dev cycle. Huh. I have no clue about the beta and dev cycle for those games. Also, you gravitated towards playing Fox in Melee because you thought he looked cool, didn't even know he was the best character. Yeah, I gravitated towards the absolute most dogshit character, and, well, second most dogshit character in Melee. I gravitated towards Kirby because I knew Kirby and I liked Kirby. So that colored how I felt about Smash Melee for many reasons. And then I gravitated away from Jigglypuff because I'm like, no, this is clearly the inferior Kirby. Funny how games like this work when you just go and play your favorites, huh? Ooh, I want that shield. Is it possible for me to... No, this isn't Mega Man X. I can't do a wall jump if only my head clips into the wall. Fortunately. Technically, Mr. Game & Watch is a Smash original since he himself doesn't originate from any game. He's just a mesh of all the old Game & Watch games. Ah, okay. That is fairly interesting trivia, then. How about that? We're all right on accident. Ow. Save that for the inevitable return trip. Oh, that's weird. They still treat this as a solid wall? They treat it as a solid wall until you get within shooting range. Then they don't bother considering it a solid wall anymore. I gotta fight these things again. And they're extremely tanky HP. Alright, and we're knocking on death's door once again. Hopefully I can play good and not cause a death in the middle of a stage. At least let me die to a boss. Another one? Okay. There we go. Melee Kirby was the beginner's trap character. Yeah, maybe just a little bit. Every newbie played Melee with main Kirby. Yeah, because that, getting hit by that rock when you were, like, 5 years old. Getting hit by the down B when you were 5 years old by the AI was like, no, wow, this is busted. I have no idea what to do here. And then you figure out the grab button exists, and you're like, oh. Turns out, really easy to deal with Kirby. Oh, I'm gonna end up dying to the mini-boss now, I feel it. Unless... Alright, sweet. Oh, here's where I die. I'm gonna die to a stray bullet. And the fact that Carol is not that fast. Oh, okay. No, stray bullet? Yeah, never mind. Getting cornered by a full army. That's more like it. Did I also beat 100-man melee by spiffing DK's down special? Probably. I think I probably just looked up a guide eventually, because yeah, I don't think I was getting through it. I think I was going through it, not getting through it. And, yeah, eventually found the, you know, a guide on the internet. It's like, oh, okay, DK just wins here. Cool. Oh, that was an interesting duplicated sound. Okay, and switch is in the right position. Let's go. Oh, I love these guys. Roy, is I privy to the melee rumor mills for secret characters? You remember quite a few. Just for your typical master hand kind of nonsense. I don't remember doing anything else. Although technically, yes, you can actually. I think you actually can play as master hand and Giga Bowser with enough glitches. I just don't think the things being said at the time were true. But then once people figured out, you know, oh, actually, this is how you do arbitrary code execution. It's like, oh, yeah, well, fuck it. Yeah, now I'll play as Giga Bowser and Master Hand. Carol, please be fast enough. Okay. I didn't know of the 20 KOs in Cruel Melee to unlock Sonic rumor. No, I don't think I did, actually. I wasn't looking out for Sonic possibilities, so I wasn't thinking about it. Got published in EGM? What's EGM? Something games magazine, I imagine. Oh, finally I get a motorbike! Where have you been this entire stage? Alright, now I have to remember what Dale's pattern is here. I remember it's very... He gets Spark Chaser. I remember that. And then he also gets this super attack, which... Actually, without iframes, this is gonna be... Huh. Oh, okay, no, I can just hide in the corner. Okay, so that's the strategy I should use, actually. Okay, then use that as an opportunity to get rid of those guys. Okay. Okay, he's charging up. Give him an opportunity. Motorbike, true. Oh, okay. Nope, can't hide there all the time. Alright, well, the motorbike, no! Motorbike is gone again! How am I supposed to hit this vertical boss now? Well, I guess whereas Lilac would normally iframe through here, Carol actually has to do a little bit of creative wall jumping, or well-timed wall jumping to get through this. That's fair enough. Different requirements with different skill sets. Carol can really just mostly ignore these guys down here. Lilac at least has to take care of them because of the fact Lilac spends so much time on the ground. Carol can just wall jump her way around all these guys and leave them be. Although they do drop health, so you know, it's not inconsiderable to maybe get rid of them. Although maybe they do kind of gather in such large numbers at a certain point, it's just not worth trying to clear it out. Aha! You don't get to do another cycle. Alright, now just wait around for the... Oh wait, these guys are panicking. You just kick them. Well, they're all dead. Amen. Shoot all the names in the credits to unlock Toad. Nice. No, I hadn't heard of that. So who would want to unlock Toad anyways? If your favorite character is Toad, then I think you got a problem with Mario. Unlocking Shadow in Melee. Okay. That's pushing it.
Disappoint you, but I'm just passing through.
That's someone really hoping for something that they, that is not real.
Look, I'm sorry.
Really reaching at straws.
I was scared. I didn't know what I was doing.
You still don't.
Attention, troops. Prepare for liftoff.
Playing classic or adventure, then when you get to battlefield, do enough damage to the core of the stage to break it.
I'll go in alone while you help the general take back the...
Why can't we
Yeah,
go in
so,
together?
something you absolutely can do.
Easier this way, trust me.
But they'll have a harder time catching us if we stick together.
But that's what Brevin's expecting us to do.
Then let me go instead.
I can't lose another crew! If something happens to you,
We'll be strong for you.
Fair, Roy shoved up in Melee before his actual debut game. Shadow shoving up in Melee isn't as big of a stretch as it might seem.
With us, buddy. Whether you like
Yeah,
it or
but
not.
back then the,
that dreadnought.
well, you know, okay, the Nintendo-Sega rivalry really wasn't real at the time, given that, you know, GameCube games, you know, Sonic was getting on the GameCube pretty soon, but it was, you know, more nascent in the memory and a little bit more relevant at the time. You know, we didn't have the Peace Summit that was Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games yet, so, you know, getting Sega characters in Smash probably seemed a little bit still unthinkable at the time. You know, everything was still limited to Nintendo characters back then. Sonic and Snake in Brawl were huge just because of the fact that we finally had non-Nintendo characters in the game, and then from there on, the floodgates opened, and soon, you know, you could just start allowing silly shit in your Smash games. You want Steve? Yeah, we'll put Steve in the game. And then, like... Oh, wait a minute. I'm getting leaks right now. Sakurai says that he's putting Isaac and Cain, actually, in the next Smash game, huh? Interesting choice. I didn't think Ed McMillan had that kind of money lying around. But I guess, you know, it's possible now. Oh, God, fight. The traps in this stage, they're actually painful. Oh, God, and poor Carol doesn't have iframes on demand. That was a teleport out spot, I see. Let's see, let's ignore that for a second and lose the shield as we get up there. Very nice. Ooh, but I get a motorbike and a new shield back. Alright, it was all worth it. Oh, cool. Golden Sun, Isaac, and Legacy of Cain. Rad. So if Eggman got a character in Smash, it would 100% be Meat Boo. Meat Boo. That's probably one of the Isaac characters that I'm forgetting about. I feel like if Edmund actually got an Isaac character in Smash, it would probably actually be, He'd probably really try to get the fucking... whatever the poop... one of the poop mini-bosses in the game. That's very Ed McMillan. He's very much a fart scat humor guy. Is anything for Carol? Is this just how Lilac got across the stage? Oh, it's a... Well, it's a spike shield. I can actually get up here at least. Oh, Meat Boy. Duh. Yeah, no. Amazing how a one-letter typo can actually throw me off entirely. Now, Meat Boy makes sense as the serious pick. That makes sense. Despite Meat Boy not actually having a plethora of different fighting maneuvers to pull off, it would absolutely end up being Meat Boy. It's his flagship character, after all. Or at least, you know, probably the most... one of the most first successful, finally remembered ones. Carol can actually fight against the wind if she has a wall to jump off of. Nice. That's a strong cat right there. I don't think Sakurai would put Naked Poop Baby, who's also blasphemous, into Smash. Not if it was sold like that. Edmund would have to do just a little bit of deceptory, a little bit of fakery going on there to get it past Sakurai. I mean, if Shiranui couldn't get in because of Booba, I don't think Isaac's getting in. A pair of pants could go on Isaac, or, you know, he just retains being completely cell-shaded so you can't see any, you know, bits and pieces. He's just one big random pink blob. I mean, Kirby's not wearing pants, and you can see his whole Kirbiness out on display. And no one ever said anything about that. And that thing's prominent. You can't remove the Kirbiness. Like, that is a part of Kirby as a character. Anything up here for idiots that climb against the wind is Carol, all the way up to the top? No. Unfortunate. Another one of these areas. I would actually really like that fire shield. Thank you. Develop an entirely new lighting system for one character so you cannot see his Johnson. Yeah, you know, Smash is always innovating, and so they would innovate, you know, just entirely new art and everything like that, so that way you could get, you know, an extra, like, 15 sales from the Venn diagram of binding the Isaac Die Hard fans and Smash fans. This makes perfect marketing sense, Grim. I don't know where the logic is not computing for you. Alright, this time let's get the Seven Force reference done without a death, maybe. Wasn't expecting it to transform already. I will say, somehow this fight actually kind of feels cooler to me just by the fact that Carol is using a motorbike in it versus Lilac normally running through this. I mean, you know, Lilac definitely still cool, but now we're actually having a battle of the machines here. We're waiting to see if Carol's motorbike or Syntax's everything is more powerful. Ow. Ah, there we go. Like I also said that in order for a character to end up in Smash, they had to make a gaming appearance before anything else to dissuade all of the Goku fanboys. Due to this, by technicality, Lightning McQueen can be in Smash. Oh shit, I played the Cars GameCube game when I was a kid, actually. Did that slightly predate the movie? Because I remember, you know, I saw the movie first and then got the game, as many people did. Oh, nice. I actually remember really liking that game. See, Grim, when you ask me... hold on, taking a side tangent to the side tangent. This is how you get me to actually remember about licensed games that I can vouch for. You just have to bring up random shit rather than ask me about licensed games, because it just will not occur in my brain. I will not put the two together. It turns out I have a ton of licensed games to talk about if you just end up mentioning the right IP. Oh, hey, Chris, what's up? That was the other way around, movie first, then the game? Usually it is, but apparently the Cars breaks the mold. Always games that was at your old orthodontist's office. I just ended up, I think I just ended up, you know, renting it from Blockbuster one day and then being like, Mommy, Daddy, I really want this Cars game. I really like this Cars franchise. And eventually, you know, I got it. I don't know. I remember it being quite fun, honestly. Maybe a little bit on the easy side, but, you know, it was undoubtedly extremely fun to farm a lot of points by and get style points for your own brain, your own 6-year-old brain, by driving backwards everywhere. I remember doing almost that entire game driving in reverse, and it did not feel all that difficult to me. But it was just so sick. How could I not? Cars like this game came up before the movie by 3 days. 3 days! Nice. It is funny, I think that in retrospect, Cars is like not a very good... Cars is not a very good movie, as many people can point out. Lots of, you know, stupid plot holes, as well as like the fact that, what was the other word? Oh yeah, you know, plot holes of just within the movie's main plot itself, and then also just the whole, how the hell is there a car-based society? Were there ever humans? The car Pope implies the existence of, like, you know, a car Hitler and car Archduke Franz Ferdinand. But yet, as a child, you just don't question any of those things. You see funny movie with these animated cars, and you're like, ooh, these are just like my Hot Wheels, and you think they're talking, and like they make jokes about like their, you know, car engine, their car pieces, and they go fast and race. Like, yeah, totally makes sense. Nothing to question there. Okay, get rid of the fucking green alien guy before engaging with this thing. Seriously. Do not need to be dealing with all this at once. Oh, great. Now there's two of them. There we go. Okay. Alright, I'll be taking that and getting out of here. Let's see, Cars 1's mid, Cars 2 is dog ass, Cars 3 is kinda good. I only actually ever saw Cars 1. I never bothered to watch any of the other ones. I was just at that correct age where it was like, okay, Cars 1 was something I was interested in as a kid, and then by the time I got just a little bit older, and all of a sudden, yeah, Cars no longer held any kind of interest to me. So Cars 2 and 3 came and went without me ever giving it so much as a look-see. Apparently they did a biology breakdown of the Pixar cars. They're insects. Like, officially, Pixar said, okay, they're insects because of how they're built. That's funny. I mean, it kind of makes... in a roundabout, fucked up way, it makes a little bit of sense, given that the insect kingdom is so diverse, fucked up, and has, like, hard, chitinous exteriors, which outside... They would have to either be crustaceans or they would have to be insects to have their hard exteriors while still being organic creatures. Outside of insects and crabs, there's I don't believe there are any species that have large chitinous exteriors. You know, many species have, you know, chitinous or keratinous nails, but outside of that, I don't think that that's applicable. I should check out Planes from Pixar. Yeah, the attempt at a Cars spin-off, which is... Okay, Pixar, you really thought that Cars was such a big smash hit that you needed to make fucking spin-offs of it? Sure. Okay, now is the time to be fast. Very quickly find Mila. Because Carol does not have much breath to breathe. Come on, Mila. There we go. Jeez, just barely. And I was taking a little bit of an avenge that you get on your first one where Brevin doesn't speak to you and get rid of the oxygen until you're part of the way through. Close to the Cars bug in general, they also gave it a scientific name. Alright, I'll bring up Discord for that. Pull that up on stream. Why not? Fun little diversion. Uh-huh. Alright, hold on. Let me save that and bring it up before I talk about it. Save that there. Open it up in OBS. Enable my preview. Stuff. Get the stuff out. So is this supposed to be... Is this, like, an insect that normally appears within, like, the movies? Because I imagine that's just how they... That is probably how they uncreatively tried to create insects within the world, which then must imply that they're all insects, because there aren't little humans flying around in our world. So, showed up in the Mater short. Yeah, I guess by accident that does confirm they are all insects somehow, huh? Crazy. Even though no species wants to evolve wheels, because how the hell do you evolve something that just keeps rotating? That muscles don't bend that way. But alright, yeah, fuck it. I guess cars are natural beings of the Cars world and weren't just created and then left behind in an apocalyptic scenario. Oh god, right. This section with the spastic ass lasers. The ones that kind of do little fake outs here and there. Alright, gotta rush back to Mila, my savior. There we go. Okay. Oh, there's Mila again. Yeah, I don't think I want to do this. I can just do that instead. Why play the Mega Man 10 minigame when you could accidentally get hit by something and lose your shield and now you're gonna die? When I put it that way, it doesn't sound very appealing, but... I know there's one over here for chumps like me. There we go. Assumes their tongues are also fleshy proboscis, and their headlights are also bioluminescence akin to fireflies. I mean, yeah, that seems more reasonable. It's mostly just the wheels thing that is kind of fucked up. Also, hold on, they're flying cars. They don't. Why do they need wheels? They have no need to wander around the ground constantly. Yeah, who would have thought the whole insects thing is... The whole insect version of Cars is just as poorly thought out as the whole Cars are just human replacements. Right, refresh my shield. The wheels are their feet, I get it, but... You know. They wouldn't need wheels if they're flying. Two of the cars flash their headlights at a roadshow. It could be assumed the headlights are used to attract mates. Also kind of like bugs, given that bioluminescence, you know, they'll do little bioluminescent dances to kind of attract mates as well. I think if a good spin-off of Cars were to be made, it would be one that, filling out an ecological niche. Since all the ground mammals died out, they're filling the role of the massive land obligate carnivores. I mean, yeah, I suppose. But yeah, making a whole more serious series out of that and how it kind of works would actually be funny. Like if they had a David Attenborough style nature documentary about the Cars in the Cars universe, I would probably watch that. I'm trying to think if there's any other series that just have absolutely befuddling biological implications for just simply substituting humans in for something else. Besides planes, because we already talked about that's a card spin-off as well. Lamborghinis like Raptors. I could see that. I would also have to... Well, no, see, I would think that... Are there any motorbikes in the Cars world? Because that's what I would consider to be Raptors. I would think that motorbikes, little small motorbikes, would actually hunt in packs. That feels like it makes sense to me. And if we had like other different types, I mean, we already have, you know, the one forklift. We already have Luigi being, you know, a goated mechanic, so that would not be its own kind of species doing nature things. But I guess if we're going completely different from, you know, Cars universe itself, then you could actually have... Yeah, sure, fuck it. The forklifts are like, I don't know. Your rhinoceros replacements, very aggressive. Charging in at high speeds to stab cars for their precious meat. Okay. Final Dreadnought 2, finally completed. What was the boss here again? Oh yeah, like, it was Cave Story Snake. Motorcycles do not exist in Cars, so it's an untapped well of plot. Interesting. Okay, so what was this guy's pattern again? Because the fucked up thing is that it was not advantageous to stay very close to him. As Lilac, it was very disadvantageous to do so. But Carol doesn't really have a choice. Okay, so it's gonna do a purple, and then he's gonna do a yellow. Oh, no, he's gonna do another purple. Now he's gonna do a yellow. Now he's gonna do that into purple, and then he's gonna do some special attack bullshit. Now he's gonna do a purple again. Okay. One more purple. Oh, nope, a yellow. Now special. Okay. This is gonna be significantly harder. I could already tell. Vespa scooters were considered but scrap, I see. And one of these, and then back up? No, he's gonna do a purple there. Okay, now back up. Okay, Carol does get some iframes, it seems, during her kick. It kind of took me a very long time to notice this, but that does help. It does help. Okay, that's gonna rip apart, and he's gonna do that. And now special attack. At a bad distance to dodge that. Okay, I was not in range of that. I will fight about that. I know his punch has a little bit of a backup hitbox to it, but that was a little bit far away, wouldn't you say? Okay, there we go. I did not think I would survive another fight, or another cycle, so I just went for the kill. Given that I thought I damaged him enough. Cars Universe also has Pitties, the little forklift guys that change out tires and assist in other maintenance on the bigger cars. Including there's a symbiotic relationship. Oh, true. We're gonna kind of have like a, you know... What is it? I forget what the real-life biological equivalent is, but the Remoraid and Mantine relationship from Pokemon. Or, you know, you have the, like, the little cleaner fish that exist in the real world. For some of the big old predators out there. Let's see. We are 2 hours in. Yeah, do have only 2 stages left. Will I be able to do... Oh, Remoras. Alright, well, okay, so the Pokemon's not very creatively named. Will I have time to do this in one stream? I'm thinking I probably shouldn't push it. Yeah, I probably shouldn't push it. I should probably just get some of the sleep that I am owed from last night having power washing going on outside of my window. Okay, so I think I'm going to call it there. We'll finish up Carol's story next and probably start Mila's story on the next stream. But thanks for sticking around, watching the next installation of Crash Plays Freedom Planet. I know I didn't have too much to say today, but we managed to, you know, pull through, all things considered. Yeah, so I'll be out the rest of the week. Kind of a normal week. Next week I'll be playing, I guess, more powered up. I'll put up a poll of which character I'm playing. Please, God, don't give me Oil Man. I need a little bit of a break. And then, yeah, we'll finish up Carol's story next week and get into Mila's story. So, yeah, good stuff. Great Cars lore stream featuring Freedom Planet gameplay. True. I mean, if it wasn't that, it was going to be about Time Man gooning and or Guts Man. So I'm glad we managed to avoid those topics for the entire stream, and I didn't mention them anywhere at all within them. Yep. So with that, have a good night, everybody, and I'll talk to y'all later. Join the Discord, do the liking and all that stuff. Yeah. Bye-bye.